Alrighty guys, so this is week 4 part 3 of my Python for 100 days series. And yeah, here we're going to be learning about string methods. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time because I got to record a few more videos. I'm not done, okay? Okay, yeah, so I'm not wasting much time. Let's take a few examples on string methods and I'll explain in the video, not here. Alrighty, so let's talk about string methods. So firstly, what is a string method? String methods are built-in functions in Python that help you change, clean, or get information from a text. They're used with dot notations like this text dot method, like your text, whatever your text is, and whatever method you want to use. So you could use like, I don't know, like replace method, strip method, like quote method, find method, and like yeah, so let's like take a few examples. Okay, so for the first, not like first example, what's the first method? So the first method is the dot upper method. It converts whatever code you have, or like whatever you want to say, like whatever you want to convert, it converts it to uppercase. Let's say that I have like a name equals to the string Sarah, and if I were to print my name in AME and run the command, it's gonna print Sarah. Although what if my this thing was in lowercase? Like, oh, I want to write my I want to write it all in uppercase. Okay, so I could write name. Name is my text dot upper. Now if I run the command, it's gonna be capitalized Sarah. Well, the same thing goes with the lower method. So what if I want to write in lowercase? So wait, let me just convert this to a comment. Actually, let me convert the bottom with the print statement to a comment. Okay, there you go. So now lowercase, let's say something like greeting, greeting, equals to, let's go with something like, I don't know, hello, like hello, it's all capital. Okay, and now if I were to like print my greeting and run the command, it's going to print all capital hello. But I want it to be in lowercase. Come on. So dot lower. Now if I run this command, it's going to print the whole thing in like lowercase. Okay, so what is like the next one? So the next one is dot strip. Yeah, so the method is dot strip. So let me make a variable called messy. Messy equals to, so the strip method, it cuts out all the extra spaces in your, like it removes all these spaces from your start and the end. So messy equals to, like, let's go with that, and like something like clock. I don't know guys, these are just random examples. Okay, so messy is clock. I'll just make this lowercase. And now if I were to like print my variable messy and run the command, it's going to be like there's so much space here. But if I use the dot strip method and now if I run the command, boom, there is like no space there. We just stripped all the oh, that sounds so weird. Okay, we stripped all these spaces. Okay, so what is the next method? So the next method is the dot replace method. So it replaces a part of the string. What does that mean? I'll write like something like a text. So I'll make a variable called text and set that equal to something like, I don't know, I love cake. So I love cake. Now if I were to like print my text and run the command, it's gonna say I love cake. What if I wanted to change I love cake to like I love cats? So I could use the dot replace method. So dot replace, and now I will add another pair of quotations. It could be double or single. I'm not going to go through that whole stuff. I prefer double quotes. I will write my method. So my method is like, what do I want to change? I want to change my cake to, let's say, you need to add a comma by the way. So cake to cats. Okay, now if I were to print, run this, it's gonna say I love cats. Well, if this was like cake to cake, so like, old, new, replace, it replaces my cake stuff. Okay, let me actually replace love. I love to something like I want. Now if I run this command, it's going to say I want cake. So yeah, that's basically the replace function. So what is the next one? Next is the find function. So the find function like finds the index of a word slash letter, and it returns to like -1 if like it's not found. Well, what does that whole thing mean? So let me like make a variable called like, I don't know, quote. So quote to be equal to something like, we were talking about cats, right? Let's go with, where is the cat? I need a cat. Like I like cats so much. Okay, so I will print something like my quote variable. Always first type a variable because your variable is your text, and then the method. So dot and the find method, dot find method. This method is going to find the certain word or letter in your text. Okay, so let me find the word, I don't know, cat. Let's find the cat. If I run the command, it's going to say 13 because the cat starts from the 13th space. So like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, you guys would have like, let me just zoom in a bit. So you guys must be thinking that was 13 is like right here, not here. Because Python starts counting from 0. That's 0, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5th space. This space is 5. That's 6, that's 7, that's 8, that's 9, that's 10, that's 11, that's 12, and that's 13. Cat starts 13. What if I wanted to find dog? Let's find my cake. Yeah, we replace the cake with a cat. It's gonna give me -1 because nothing was found. Okay, wait, hold up. This I zoomed out too much. All right. So what is the next function? So the next function, it's not a method, but it's related. It's called the length, like the len length. So it's like let me add a variable called like word equals to something like, I don't know, Python. Okay, so the length function basically counts the number of the characters. So there's like, how many characters are there in this? There's 1, there's 2, 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Should have known that. Okay, so I will print my word. If I run the command, it's going to print Python. But if I use the length function, so the length is not like dot, it's like length. And now I will control C and control V. The length is here. So now my length, if I run the command, it's going to give me 6 because the length function, it finds how many characters are there in my given string. So yeah, that's basically it for conditional, no, it's string methods. That's basically it for for string methods. There are way more string methods than this. Like, I don't know, like there are a few more. So like if I like go and type my word dot, they're like find, strip, and like capitalize, encode. You can play with all this. God, why did it print all these words? Okay, so that's basically it for my string method. So if you guys like this video or found it helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Liking helps with my algorithm, sharing is like, you could help others with this. And subscribe is a cherry on top, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace!